Hello, hello, Aquarius. Aquarius, what's up? Today we are going to be doing the November reading for Aquarius. We're going to be doing the energy reading. So I do want to go ahead and tap into it. For those of you who are new to this, my name is Ashley Indigo. I do readings. That's pretty much it. If you want to schedule something personal with me, all that information is down in the description box. I also have my social media sites down there also. So let's go ahead and get into this. I feel like this is going to be one for the books. Let me tell you why. Because yesterday I was thinking about, okay, who's up next, blah, blah, blah. And then I started thinking to myself, for some reason yesterday, I wanted to skip to Aquarius. I wanted to just, skip whoever the hell was coming up and get to Aquarius. And I don't know, I'm still not sure why I wanted to do that, but that's what I wanted to do. So and then I looked and I just happened to have to do Capricorn and Aquarius next. So here we are. So bear with me here while I shuffle them up. Oop. Is this 3 already? Oh, wow. They flew out the deck. When they fly out like that, we know there's a message, a real message. That means that there's something that needs to be said. That means we need to talk. Okay. All right, let's get into it. So first thing that I'm going to say is, and I didn't explain this last month and I didn't go over this, I like to go over stuff because I'm one of those people in detail. I give so much detail that I actually have to slap the wrist on myself when it comes to these readings because I will read forever. So I just get so excited about the information and everything's coming in. So, I'm kind of a nerd in that way. When there are different decks of cards, when we see cards, sometimes they're right side up, sometimes they're upside down. When we see cards upside up, right side up, it could be something positive. It just depends on the card, really. I mean, usually if a card's right side up, then that's, that means the way I like to look at that, and every reader is different. That's why every reader isn't for everybody. Disclaimer, if you don't want to hear about God, then I'm not the one for you because I'm going to bring God into it every time. That's just how I'm going to do it. When we think about upside down cards, it just means that there's a challenge there. There's something that you're not seeing or something, an area that you need to work on. When the cards are right side up, that means that's okay. You're usually doing what needs to be done, or just some extra information. This isn't about telling the future. This is about being directed to the place that's going to get you where you need to be for your highest self. You don't have to, I'm not trying to convince anybody of anything. You don't have to listen to me. You don't have to believe me. But if you're here, we must have some things in common, okay? Aquarius, you're the one. Both my parents are Aquariuses. Actually, I was raised by nothing but Aquariuses. That's who raised me. So I'm partial to y'all, okay? All right. 7 of Pentacles. So when we look at this card right side up, I'm just going to break it down a couple of things. 7 is rewards, okay? 7 is rewards. 7 is God's favorite number. If you didn't know that, now you know. Pentacles, that's our earth signs. So when we think about our earth signs, we think about our Taurus, we think about our Capricorn, we think about our Aries. Those are our earth signs, okay? Earth signs, they care about material things. Material things, really anything material, but money really is what we're talking. The name of the game is money here. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and describe this to you. This guy, he has a tree. There's a little tree, I'll call it a little money tree, and it's planted roots. It doesn't look like very much is happening at the top, but there's a lot happening at the bottom. If you know anything about Reiki, he's actually sending some loving energy to his plant. If there's some green thumbs in the building, if you guys ever grow plants, or if you've been feeling the need to grow plants, or if you're growing any plants, you know how much patience it takes with plants. It's like the equivalent of black hair, like patience, being patient with the process, being patient with the way it looks, being patient with the growth. That's what it's about. And I see this guy has been patient. He's watering, he's nurturing his plant. And so different pockets, different streams of revenue, different streams of income, different material things are coming into view for him, okay? This card was upside down. This is not a negative card. This is an opportunity. When we look at L's, because when we're dealing with God, there's really never any L's. It's always W's. There's always wins when you rock with the best, okay? This is, I don't think you're being patient. I'm feeling like there's no patience there, Aquarius. You feel like you've planted the seeds. I've done everything right. I'm doing everything right. The only thing that's missing is the patience. You're not respecting the process. You don't have patience for the process. That's the hardest part too. When it comes down to work, Aquarius, you're no stranger. We don't expect anything less from you. We know you're going to work. We know you handle business. We know you're about the bread. We know you're about the paper. But I feel like things might be a little bit different here for you financially. You might be dealing with unforeseen struggles coming, or that you're not used to, like in this moment. What I'm going to tell you about anything when it comes to money, when it comes to finances, when it comes to materials, when it comes to any of those things, rule number one, we are always provided for. And I feel like that's what this 7 is, rewards. We're always provided. We're always taken care of. So you will be rewarded in however God sees fit, based off of the way that you lived and the way that you've done things. I see that you planted the seed. We know that you're the water bearer, because we know that a lot of people get confused on that. An Aquarius is not a water sign. An Aquarius is an air sign. Now, true, you do carry that big ass jug of water, but it's not because you're a water sign. It's because you carry the weight and emotions of your family and friends. That is your loyalty to your family and friends. Some of you may not have any family, blood relative, but have a bunch of family because your friends are your family. That's just you. I feel like when it comes to carrying the weight of other people's problems, you're comfortable there. But when it comes to going through your own shit, you're not so comfortable there. I feel like your friends could even lean on you in a hard time. But in a hard time, it's kind of like, who do I lean on? Because you're so strong, and that's just the face of who you are. I feel like you feel like you're always right. And you could very well be. This is just knowledge and intellect, because you're smart, because you know a lot of shit about a lot of shit. I feel like if this was a high school yearbook, and it was most likely to know everything, or most likely to think they know everything, that would be you, Aquarius, because you're smart. You do plant a lot of seeds. And I feel like these seeds right here, because when we think about God, God isn't a money God. That's Satan's trick. God ain't no one trick pony here. He gives out, the things that God gives is everlasting. It's things that satiate the soul. It's things that feed the soul. Anytime Satan, and we got to be careful when our blessings come in. We got to be careful about this little money tree. That's because it's growing something right there. A little something. Got to be careful about this money tree. Careful about this money tree. You're a smart sign, Aquarius. So I feel like one thing that you might have within you, I feel like one seed that God may have planted in you when he made you, when he put the elements together and made this luscious piece of air. I feel like your gift of discernment is going to help you through this time. Let me tell you why. Because God blesses people. He does. We know this. But so does Satan. We've all danced with the devil. There's a lot of people out here with sold souls that don't even know it's sold. A lot of people out here wearing designer, but no soul. A lot of people out here with hella G's on the internet, no soul. And these beings with no souls, some of them have children. You need to be able to see through the fluff. You need to be able to see through the bullshit. And when it comes to the seeds that you've planted, you need to be able to see that part of the process in growing plants is you lose some, you win some. Sometimes they die, sometimes they don't. If you're not focused and you're not on the game and you're not handling the situation properly, if you're not tending to your garden properly, you're probably going to lose some plants in the process. It's life. I've killed a bunch. Now I've got like a green thumb all of a sudden. But I used to kill plants. I wasn't patient. I would overwater. I would do too much. You know, that was the only part that I couldn't get. Just, you know, the plants had enough water this week, Ashley. You don't have to drown the plant. It is growing. You're not seeing it growing. You're not watching. You're not paying attention. I feel like I said, you're not being truthful to your process. There's rewards in the process itself. Because like I said, God's rewards, sometimes they're not even physical rewards. Sometimes they're not tangible rewards you can see. God can reward you with something like strength. He can reward you with something like patience. He can reward you with something like kindness. He can reward you with something like a roof over your head, the ability to continue to keep a roof over your head, even though a lot of people today don't know how they're going to pay their bills. There's just so many ways that this can manifest. I just want to let you know it's not about the situation itself, Aquarius. It's about how you choose to handle the situation. Now, you're prone to blow-ups. That shit's not going to work because 8 energy, you get what you give in this life. I don't even need to, I was checking for the 8s in the cards, but I don't even need 8 energy to tell you. You get what you receive in this life. You get what you put out. If you're not patient, why do you expect patience from anyone? If you can't be patient with God and you can't be patient with your own process in this life, if you can't be patient with your seemingly losses, seemingly fails, which are really W's, I have to keep reminding you because they're W's. If you can't be patient with that, it's all about gratitude. I feel like, Aquarius, I need you to practice gratitude. You have so much around you to be blessed for, but I don't feel like you're harnessing it. One thing that's really symbolic about this tree is, like I said, there's not much going on up top. All the work is underneath. There's a whole other tree down here. Whole other tree. So when I see that, what does that say? God's moving behind the scenes, Aquarius. He's working his little, pulling all the strings behind the scenes. Everything, whatever happens in the dark, must come out to light. As above, so below. This is actually 8 energy, actually. As I knew it was there somewhere. As above, so below. Like the infinity sign, the same thing that's going on up here is happening down here. But it's greater. It's greater than even imagined. If this tree, if he were to lose a branch or anything were to happen, as long as this shit's intact, the root, the truth, as long as that's intact, that's unbreakable. Can't nothing happen to that tree because the root is flourishing. The base is flourishing. Where you normally have trust, I don't feel trust. I don't feel trust for the process. I don't feel trust in God. That hurts. Oof. Oof. That hurts me when I hear that. I hate to hear that. I feel like maybe some trust is waning a little bit. I don't know if it's a person that puts you here to where you have trust issues. I don't know if it's impatience that's got you losing trust a little bit. Patience is key. Patience is key. I just wonder, did anyone have like explosive parents? Like when they would get angry, they would explode like it was fucking explosive? I hate to put it out there, but anybody got a little Irish in the blood? Anytime I see dark, I can never look at dark the same now because I always think about dark and the plants are in the dark soil as the subconscious mind. Whenever I think about the subconscious mind, I think about the inner child, the ages between 0 to 7, the very foundation that we are built on. I feel like some of you were never taught how to deal with your anger. We're never taught how to deal with emotions. I feel like you saw a lot of covering up, a lot of drinking, a lot of drugging, a lot of exploding, a lot of fighting. I feel like that's just, and you saw that and you're just like, boom. Because as adults, when we throw temper tantrums, and even for myself, and let me not call it temper tantrums, as adults, and I'll call you a pressure cooker because you've earned that name, because you let shit build up and then you pop off. As an adult, anytime I pop, afterwards I be feeling so dumb because I always imagine me being a little child. And I'm not being hard on myself when I say I feel dumb. I just feel silly because I imagine the inner child part of me that wasn't heard at any point in life popping off as an adult. We're responsible for fixing that. Nobody's going to ride in on a white horse and save us. Okay, moving on. 10, the wheel. Now this person is gambling, have taken some gambles with their life. Some good, some bad. Fuck it. All caution to the wind. Now, Aquarius, I feel like normally being so free has gotten you into trouble. It's gotten you into trouble being so free, being so carefree. But right now, I feel like now is the time to be carefree. This girl, you can't really see her. She is on top of these dice. They look like casino dice, but they look like compasses. And I'm getting big Libra energy here. Maybe somebody's got a Libra rising, Libra moon, Libra in the house, Libra in the chart. But this girl, she is just like throwing all caution to the wind. Good. She don't give a shit. Good, bad. She's just grateful. She's just okay to take a gamble because she feels safe. She feels safe. 1 and 0, the number is 10. 10, the wheel. 1 is we think what we create, but 0 is an emphasis on that, which is also just a reminder, new beginnings. Things are changing for you, Aquarius. Things are going to change. Things are going to get better. Sometimes, the thing that I'm hearing here is sometimes things are good, sometimes things are bad. What are you going to do? When life hands you lemons, we make lemonade. Beyonce made a whole lemonade CD out of somebody cheating and treating her horrible. Life gave her lemons, and the bitch made lemonade. I hate to call her a bitch because I hate the word bitch. The queen. Even though, I mean, she's a female, so I'm going to call her a queen, but another video. You make lemonade. You learn to be okay being free. And you're normally okay throwing caution to the wind, but I feel like you've been afraid of the unknown lately. I feel like you don't know what life's going to hand you. And we're in scary times. We got the cocoa, jabs, people not wanting to work certain jobs because they've found other jobs. They've leveled up. Newsflash, everybody isn't not working because they don't want to. Some people just don't want to be taken advantage of anymore. And that's okay because we're moving into the age of the Aquarius. We've already been here. You understand this, doing new things, figuring out, you're all about that. We're riding your wave. Everybody else is catching up to the speed of you. Which is why I honestly feel like I'm seeing good for you in November because you've always been thankful. You've always been humble. You're always An educator. You're sneaky. Don't get it fucked up. You do some sneaky things. You've done some sneaky things. But you love adventure. This person has open arms. What I'm going to tell you is there is new beginnings. You are going to start over. Life is going to seem like a start over. This might be the equivalent of you feeling like a brand new person, because I know God is moving in a lot of lives out here in the streets. So this might be equivalent to you feeling like a new person. You know, this might be equivalent to you balancing the old with the new, balancing out the bad. I won't say it's bad, but the bad with the good. This is someone who is turning things around and being okay. This to me says that you're going to come out on top. I don't know specifically what it is that you're going through, Aquarius, but you are going to come out literally on top, smiling, laughing, carefree, knowing how to handle shit like a boss, head in the clouds all the way. This person's up in the clouds. You'll be able to be that childlike energy that you harness so much. You'll be able to be that big goofy you've been being. And I don't say goofy in a bad way, but like a childlike goofy. I can honestly say that, you know, when people say, when I was a child, I did childish things. Aquarius, you're still one of those that, like, you still do childish things. And it's okay. Because that's just Aquarius energy. We love you for that. We love that in you. We love to see that in you. That's what makes lots of hearts light. That's why a lot of people like to be around you, because you're you and you're unapologetic. You know, having those childish ways a little bit have been tied to being is part of what's kept you able to be a childlike for so long. As you grow, you'll let the layers will shed. Prime example, Knight of Pentacles. This dude's dropping. Now, Pentacles, we think of material things. Okay, we think of our earth signs. Okay, so that's going to be our Taurus. It's going to be our Virgo. That's going to be our Capricorn. Those are our... No, that's not going to be our Capricorn. Sorry. That's going to be our Taurus. That's going to be our Virgo. That's going to be our... Why am I blanking out? Okay, Capricorn. That was right. I don't know why I thought it wasn't Capricorn. That was weird. Okay. Knight of Pentacles. Leaving things behind. Being a leader. I feel like you're dropping seeds of knowledge to people. Knights, we know knights are leaders. They lead the pack, and you've got a horse. And I hear you can't lead a horse to water. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them think. Being very down to earth. I feel like you're going to get grounded. I feel like you're going to go through some humbling experiences of your doing and not of your doing. I feel like you're in a time of putting things into perspective. I feel like you're being forced to do it, though, too, because of this. The lack of patience for your process. You're being forced to understand material isn't everything. Aquarius, I know y'all like that nice things, and I know y'all work to be able to have them. And I don't want to hurt your heart when I tell you one day money won't mean shit. I don't want to let y'all know that precious piece of paper that y'all be up at night thinking about ain't gonna mean shit. We're gonna move into a time where money can't save you. People put a lot of good energy towards money, but I don't think that people realize that people use money to buy children and shit. I don't think people realize that. And I'm not talking about adoption agencies, okay? I'll leave that up to your... money has done some horrible, horrible things. And this is nothing against people who have been blessed and who have money, because God didn't bless them with the money. You know, some of them, Satan blessed them with money, and some of them prayed, cried, went through hell, literally. Fought to still be sovereign, fought to still have that connection to God, and were rewarded with certain attributes that allowed them to be in an energetic space and place to pull in money, because money is nothing but vibration. It's nothing but energy. And it's a mostly positive energy because it's the thing that people want. But when we move out of that space, Aquarius, and I feel like I didn't want to have to tell you, but I feel like I can tell you because you understand new anyway. You understand innovations. You understand that there's man and then there's God. There's going to be a time where money won't do shit for us. There's going to be a time where we're going to be judged by our karma. That ain't energy. There's going to be times where we're going to be judged by the deeds and the things that we've done to people, for people. There's going to be a time where we're going to be judged by our hearts and our intentions. The judge ain't going to be human. The judge is going to be God, because only he can judge. Even though Aquariuses are sneaky, I've never known you to be bad at heart. Never. You've got to start thinking, though, Aquarius. If money wasn't an object, how would you get by? And when I say how would you get by, have the things that you've done in this life, would that buy you a ticket? Have the choices that you've made up until today, in this moment, would they buy you a ticket? I'm not judging, so don't say I'm judging. I'm simply asking, would it get you a ticket? Be real with yourself. You know, find that balance, because what happens is when we're shady, and we're not, our intentions are ill. We do fucked up things when we're not radiating an essence of love and vibrating from the vibration of hate, which is lower, which is more like demonic vibrations. Our karma bank, okay? Say we're steady here. Boop, 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 boop. That karma bank is going down. And based off of what that karmic bank says, that's how you're going to live your life. Because as above, so below, you reap what you sow. That's how you're going to live your life, based off of your heart's intentions and thoughts. Okay, that's why 2022 we're moving into 6 energy. It's time to. There's a chance to clean that shit up, and it's coming. But if you don't get right when it's time to get right, and I can't give out no dates. We have no dates. Nobody's going to know the date or time. So that's why you got to choose up. When it comes time for that moment, you're going to have to answer, and you're going to have to know, and you'll be able to see. And if you've done good things, boop, 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 boop. This karma bank, it's not about what have you done for yourself. It's going to move further from what have you done for your family? What have you done for your friends? It's going to be, what are you doing for your world? What are you putting out there for your world? God gave you a voice to use. He gave you a soul to shine. This little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine. Yeah. How do you let your light shine? By using your voice, by using your gifts, your hands, your talents, whatever it is. Gifts isn't always singing. So it isn't always being, the best basketball player. Sometimes it's being a really good, kind person. Sometimes it's being someone who is super loyal. Sometimes it's being, having the eye to find the beauty in something that another person. I feel like for you, your beauty lies in the fact that you can be the adult and you can be the child. Very similar to the Gemini. Except with the Gemini, it's more of a first they're sour, then they're sweet situation. Part of the new beginnings is being able to let go, lighten the load. I feel like you're going to be letting go of a lot materially. And I think you're going to be comfortable with that. I'm not saying you're going to go get rid of new cars and this, but I feel like material things won't be such a focus for you anymore. I feel like they don't need to be a focus. If they are, let that shit go. You'll be okay, because this person is just walking with a backpack and a horse he ain't even holding on to. So that tells me, for one, if you got a motherfucking horse following you and you're trying to lead this horse, you trust that horse. You trust the process. You trust that they're going to do what they need to do. And that's the relationship, what our relationship with God is. When God walks through our lives, he's with us. And when we do what we need to do, then he does what he has to do. When we do what we have to do, he does what he needs to do. It's interchangeable. It's a relationship. We figure this shit out together. And that's what I'm feeling with you, Aquarius. God is always with you. You are never lonely. I don't care how it feels. It's just not true. This man that's walking has on a backpack. It's a yellow one. So that means he's empowered. He feels in control. He knows that he's already has everything that God has. God's already instilled everything he needs in him. There's not too much more else he can do but be patient with the process and trust that no matter where it goes, you're going to land on your feet and you're going to come out on top. Okay? Now, I can see why you needed this. Ooh, I guess y'all weren't feeling too hopeful. There's always hope, baby. Always. I need y'all a grandma. Like a grandma like mine. I have the best grandma. And she's actually an Aquarius. I have the best grandma in the world, dude. And my other grandma, rest her little soul. She was also an Aquarius. She passed away this year. Okay. What did I tell you? I can't make this shit up. I can't make it up, y'all. It says, your faith hath saved you. Go in peace. Peace is the opposite of anger. Peace is the opposite of volatility. Peace is the opposite of violence. And what's so amazing is I talked to you about your childhood, the inner child, the subconscious. He has a child's hand. And he's telling the child, you don't have to worry about anything. The fact that you have faith. Let me tell you about faith. When it comes to faith, all you need is a mustard seed. Have y'all ever seen a mustard seed? A mustard seed is small. All you need is a mustard seed of faith in this life, a mustard seed of belief in this life, and that is enough. And when you have more than that, oh, you're in there like swimwear. But faith is something that people are starting to learn, because people are out here losing jobs because of all this shit that's been going on since 2019. But yet they've survived. They are still living. You know why? Because God always provides. Always. All this, the trickery, y'all don't know what I'm talking about, because it's all going to crumble anyway. The trickery, the lies, we're already provided for. You think the birds are out here worrying about a winter coat? You think the ants are worried about food? No. Because they're provided for. God doesn't make a thing on this earth without planning to provide for it. The only thing is, we're humans and we have a big enough brain. We have free will. We wanted that knowledge. So now that we've got that free will and now that we've got that knowledge, he's holding us accountable because we know better. Before, we didn't know shit. But now that we've chosen knowledge, we've chosen to know, we've chosen to be in charge of the who, what, when, where, why, instead of letting God do his job, now we're responsible for this shit. But if you trust me, not even me, because I'm taking no credit here. I can't even say that. If you trust him, if you trust the man upstairs, not only will you be saved from the bullshit that the non-believers, and I'm not talking about religion. When I say non-believers, I mean the ones that don't believe that we have a purpose and a plan. The ones that don't understand shit. The ones that don't understand that our will and his will intertwine. That we are a team in this bitch. That it's two. It takes two. That's why this guy's walking with a horse. Team. That's why this man's wearing a white shirt and khaki pants. I guess that's the updated version of God, maybe. But he's somebody worth following in this picture. That guy is the one to follow. The fact that you have faith, the fact that you're here, that's that mustard seed size of faith. Now keep that faith, grow that faith, and leave this reading in peace. Aquarius, I love you. I love the intellect. Don't worry. Stop staying up at night. Get sleep, because God has given you peace already. It's already been written. I love you. Have a beautiful night.